preparation in the off-season had me shooting frequently to be consistent with hitting my mark. It had me scouting new areas for elk and running trail cameras so that I knew I would be in the right area when September rolled around. It also had me running trail cameras closer to home to see which familiar faces were showing back up. But before I knew it, it was the middle of September and we were ready to embark on our 10-day elk hunt. This would be my first time hunting the area that I spent all summer scouting, and upon returning in September, I continued to find fresh sign that indicated I was definitely in the right area. So we were set up in that little bit of a ravine there and decided to do a little bit of a calling sequence, and we thought we heard a bull in the distance, but it's a pretty windy day here today, and we're pretty sure we heard it. So we decided to leave that spot as it was getting a little bit dark, and as we were crossing through the ravine, he got a little bit closer with a couple chuckles, so we called back to him, but he went a little bit quiet, and because we were such a far ways back there and dark is in about an hour, we decided to not pursue it and make our way closer to the truck and set up for another sequence here in hopes that we can call something else in that might be in the area. This has been night 1, day 1, 2023 elk. Walking along on our first morning, day 2. Looking for signs, doing a couple calling sequences, and not hearing anything yet. Some on trail camera, as recently as a couple days ago, and definitely in the area. We'll keep going. Hopefully, we'll be on to the elk soon. Well, this is a first for me. Through all the miles I've put on through the bush out of the last 12 years chasing elk, I finally stumbled across a shed. A little bit of a spiker here, old and weathered and green, but definitely going to put this one in the backpack and take it with me on the rest of my journey. Well, this might be the trip of the sheds. A little whitetail shed hanging on a tree here. I don't think it was there naturally. I'm sure someone else found it while walking and hung it here, but I still have room in my pack, so in it goes. Definitely the hunt of sheds. Not even 100 yards down from where I picked up the whitetail from the tree. A little bit of a moose paddle here. Coming across a little bit of a wallow spot here. You can definitely see where this bull has laid himself down in the outlying shape of his body in the mud there. We think we're in the right place. After locating a bull's bedroom and placing a trail camera there, we went there to check it on the evening of day 1. While walking towards it, we heard a bull bugle and quickly came up with the plan to send Leon 30 yards ahead of me while I stayed back and got ready to call. Once we were set, I let out a chirp to see if he would respond. He responded immediately, and I knew it was game on. See where he's bedded down. He's trying to get up. He's going down. He's thrashing. I can hear him gurgling. It's definitely a lung shot. He's not far. We just gotta wait it out. Yeah. So we're not gonna celebrate too early yet. But man, what a rush. We came up to where we placed the camera, where we saw the bull's bedroom last night, and we're about maybe 50 yards away from that bull's bedroom, and as we're walking up, he lets out this big bugle. So we stop, we make a quick plan, send Leon over to the left, I drop back, I give him a few cow chirps, and he comes in. He's walking about, what, 15 yards away from you?
Yeah, 15 to 18 yards.
Head
down, not even looking, just straight to your call.
And as I'm watching through my lens of my camera, I hear the thwack and he takes off. And I had to put a reed in my mouth and start squealing to get him to stop. And it's been about 45 minutes, almost an hour here. I've seen where he's bedded down. I heard the thump, I've heard the gurgling, I've heard some wheezing. I've seen his head kind of go back and forth. We definitely don't want to bump him. We'll probably give him another couple minutes, but we'll take you up on this one.
And with all that, we had another one behind us here. We were trying to coax in, like, come on, let's get a double down right now, get it over with.
It's a lot of work, but we're not too far in here. A little bit. There's going to be some chainsaw work, but again, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to go over there, we're going to see what we find, and we'll take you with us. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, DOA, and thanks, Jeff, for everything. It's complete pass-through, just covered in blood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, knock is working.
Do you see him?
Yeah.
Do you see him?
Got my first one.
Yes!
Thank you.
Oh, fuck, I'm so happy for you, dude. Yes! This is what it's all about, buddy. This is what it's all about.
Whew. Oh, thank you. You know, every year I said this is my last year. No way. If I'm walking, I'm coming. If I'm not walking, I'm coming out in a wheelchair. This is a rush, man. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm just shaking.
Is it real?
No.
Don't cut yourself.
Probably will. Can't think right now.
Leave it on.
Okay, let's go get him.
Let's go. I'm following you.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Way back or not, he's done.
Nice. That's not much up. 4, 5, 6 by 6. Well, I'm sure glad my first one is actually with the bow, because I put a lot of time in with bows. Sure hope he's dead.
Well, it's your post-hunt video. You get to do the talking for once.
Don't know what to say. I said, as Jeff said earlier, we were walking up on here and we heard him scream, and I think I almost pooped my pants. And we looked at each other, we stopped, just came, let's get a plan. And the plan was I swing out to the left, Jeff would back up about 30 yards or so, and just wait him out, and it didn't take long. Once Jeff was set up, he started doing his chirps with his Wobbly River reeds, and this guy head down came in. I'm like, holy smokes. And I wasn't even sure if my bow was going to work properly, because I noticed my cables aren't lined up, so I'm like, glad he was close, because it probably would have been a miss if it wasn't. But beautiful boy. We got some meat in the freezer.
That we do, buddy. Well, Leon shot this bull on day one. It's our first full day, so we got some work to do tonight. We have some work to do tomorrow. We're still out here for another 9 days, so I hope this isn't where the episode ends, and I hope that we can double down on this trip by the end of our week. But hopefully, stay tuned. There's more to come right here on DOA Dorward Outdoor Adventures. We continued to hunt hard over the next several days, and although we found fresh sign and heard an occasional bugle, the elk weren't very cooperative. We did have one close encounter, but I could not get the bull to commit and come into my calls. There comes a time in all my hunts where I get near the end and I accept defeat. That time came today on day 6. I'm thankful that I was able to help Leon get his first ever elk, and with the bow is so rewarding. But if I'm being honest, today stings and I feel defeated. I was so hoping that I could also connect and we could pull off our first ever double down elk week. My season is not over, and I will have ample opportunity to get out and chase elk again. And during the long truck ride back home, I'll start planning my next attack. September 23rd, and it's my first sit for moose this year. I always normally wait till the beginning of October, but last couple of years on my trail cameras, it definitely looks like the moose were after each other that last week of September, so it feels early, but according to historical data, I'm right on time. A little bit breezy out here today. I'm not sure if my calls are going to be heard. It might be more of a sit and maybe something comes through and I get a shot, but nonetheless, feels good to be out in the woods tonight. So sitting out here today, I pulled my trail camera cards on the way in, and I just finished viewing them. This was today at 2:45. I was at that camera at about 3:45. Really hoping he's still in the area and I can call him in. So close, so close. The wind was blowing in my face, and I was still calling in between gusts, giving some whiny cow sounds, and about 15-20 yards behind me I hear the and I hear the crunch, and I turn and I look, and he's literally standing right there, 15 and 10 yards behind me, and I think he caught my movement because he got me by surprise. I couldn't hear him until he was right in on top of me, and I spun my head, and that's when he froze. I slid my phone out of my pocket, got a quick picture with him. He kind of went off to the side, and I couldn't get him back in. He came in with about 45 minutes left of light here. So close. Exciting way to start my moose hunt in the Edmonton Bow Zone. It's Monday, October 2nd, and I'm still putting in the time to try to connect on this big bull moose here in the Bow Zone. He's playing cat and mouse with me. I was able to go back, look at all my trail camera footage, and see where he is when I'm somewhere else, or when he's there, I'm not, vice versa. That's the way it goes sometime, but he answered to that cow call just about a week ago here, so I know he was interested. I'm not sure if the peak of the rut has already came and passed, but I'm hoping I can call him in tonight. It's time to get into the stand. It's another slow night. It's been deadly quiet, almost no wind. The wind has just picked up here in the last 5 minutes or so. Nothing responding, nothing moving, can't hear anything. You can hear for miles tonight. You can hear the dogs barking on the neighboring properties and the vehicles on the highway. Been out here for almost 2.5 hours. Thought the early start in here this afternoon would be good, but I don't know. I'm starting to second guess myself. Getting those thoughts of, okay, give up on moose and get ready for whitetail, but gonna keep trying. Just wrapped up my Saturday morning hunt here on the Thanksgiving long weekend. October 7th is the day today, and I was taking you through my moose hunt, but now whitetail are on my brain, and I still haven't been successful myself for elk, so this video might just turn in, or maybe it already has, to my 2023 season all wrapped up into one episode. But whitetails in this area normally start doing their scrapes around that middle of October, so we're only about a week away before I see whitetail activity start up here. And checking my cameras after my morning hunt today, they are on the move. They're starting to roam about. They're starting to gather up. It's looking promising. I hope. I'm not sure. Not sure what this episode has turned into at this point in time, whether it's a 2023 season wrap-up all in one, or it's still a moose hunt, or it's still an elk hunt, or it's taking you into the whitetails. But I'm glad you've taken the time to join me right here on DOA Dorward Outdoor Adventures. Well, it's October 9th, Thanksgiving Monday, and I'm sitting out here on the field edge, and I'm feeling a little bit deflated. I've been out tons in the last couple weeks, and it's hard. There's definitely highs and lows throughout your whole season, and right now this one's a low for me. You come into the season with great expectations, and it started off really good. Day one of that elk hunt, when Leon connected with that elk, I thought, man, great way to start. We're gonna roll. And ever since then, it's been tough going. My alarms were set this morning to get up and come out this morning. Never did. I thought, what's the point? Nothing's gonna show up. It's gonna be a waste of a morning. There's stuff I can get done at home. That's where my head is right now. That's the reality, and it shouldn't be. I'm thankful to get the opportunity to come out, enjoy the land, hunt these great animals that we have in Alberta. But the season goes on, and you get inside your own head. Would love to hear what you guys and girls do to keep pushing through when you start feeling like this, if you start feeling like this. So for myself, I'm going to take a couple days off, back to work tomorrow, so I won't come out here for a few more days, and hopefully that'll rebuild the excitement. What do you guys do? Do you push through? Do you take a break? Do you go to a completely new area? Do you stay off social media so you don't see everyone else harvesting all these great animals? I'm going to sit here. I'm in early, 3 more hours to go, so I'm going to sit here and watch the field, and I'm going to reflect. And I'm definitely thankful on this Thanksgiving Monday. October 14th today, and like I said earlier, this is when the whitetails start doing their scrapes in this area. And right behind me here, you can see that they've started one. Another one that they always do, and this one turns out to be a big one all the time, is right underneath this big tree here. And this scrape gets big. You're probably looking at the trail camera footage that I have of this scrape in previous years. So today I'm going to set up another camera. I'm going to put down a couple drops of doe urine, a little bit of doe and estrus scent to get them coming back and frequenting these areas. It's getting exciting. It feels slow right now, but I know it's going to pick up soon. A slow night, nothing moving, lots of time to sit in the blind and think tonight, and wasn't doing very well, but I had a couple special people that texted me to check in on me, to give me hope and encouragement, and for that I am thankful for, and for that I will keep going for another day. That's how my luck's going this year. Legal light this morning was 7:40. I had nothing happening. Quiet morning, no wind, no anything, no animals on the move. So I waited till 9 o'clock and I told myself, okay, let's get out, let's go relocate some cameras. And as I'm walking up to one of my cameras here that's a little bit on a ledge, lay my bow down, come up to the camera, look up, and there's a buck across the ravine from me here, and he's looking at me. And so I stop what I'm doing and I get a little bit of footage of him, and nothing I can do but stand here and wait till he blows out of here, which he did. Well, at least I saw something. I'm going to carry on, relocate some of these cameras here. It's been a struggle this year. October 25th today, and again, it's been a tough week for me, not finding that motivation and that will to want to come out. Trail cameras are showing things are moving, other people are having success, and I don't know, it just feels different for me this year. But thanks for the people that are behind me and encouraging me and wanting me to get out. I want to be out here. I know I do. Some days it's just tough to dig deep and find it. Well, it's been legal light for about 30 minutes here, and I just had a coyote come sneaking in on me. Got to about 50 yards away. Got the gun up, put it on him. I know the golden rule is always shoot the coyote, but I didn't want to take a shot and wreck the morning hunt, which was almost an identical situation that happened to me a couple of years ago here, and I didn't shoot, and I saw nothing the rest of the day, so I might regret that choice later. 2 seconds before I picked up the camera here, a couple gunshots from off in the distance, but yeah, that's the way she goes. The last month and a half has really been a grind, especially on my hunting season, and I haven't been having a lot of fun doing it, if I'm being quite honest with you. But over the last couple weeks here, I've had lots of support from a lot of great people out there that have reached out to me, noticing that something was a little bit different, something was a little bit off with me, and for that I am thankful for and blessed beyond belief. I've been putting together this hunting wall behind me since we moved here earlier in the summer, and it really helped solidify the reasons why I do what I do outside, and looking through these pictures and reliving those memories and reminding me of all the good times is why I do it. Although the season can be frustrating at times, I had to dig a little bit deeper and look inside myself and really remember why I do this and what it means to me. Today's November 11th. It is the day every year that Shanez and I go out together. Last night we were discussing where we were going to go, and we didn't know, but you know what? She's a little bit of my good luck elk charm as well. So we're going to head out to the rifle zone today, and a spot where I'm able to take a whitetail deer or a bull elk with the rifle. It's also a Saturday, which means public land, which means trucks and people, which I'm not looking forward to, but I'm hoping we can walk into where we're going to set up and get some success with getting an animal on the ground today. I'm rejuvenated, I'm pumped up, I'm ready to finish the last 3 weeks of this season strong, so let's go. Alright, so afternoon of Remembrance Day, morning hunt, out with the rifle, saw the one deer, and saw a bunch of trucks and a bunch of other people, so made my way home, and bow in hand, gonna sit in the bow zone tonight, and brought my Montana decoy with me. Think I'm gonna hit a field edge, deer chasing, lots of activity around here, in that last hour before dark, so gonna set this up, and hoping tonight is the night. I can't even get in. He's in the field. I dropped. I rattled. He's coming. I gotta get ready. got everything dropped. My bag, got my rattlesticks out, rattled him. He came into the trees, flipped on the tacticam, knocked an arrow. He spent a couple of minutes making his way towards me, knew something wasn't right. He steps out. I have him at 40 yards, broadside. I start to draw. He turns and looks my way. I stop. I get to full draw, and as soon as I do, he blows and he takes off. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. My alarm went off nice and early. Went back to bed. Thought about maybe not hunting today. Today's a special day for me, and I'll get to that a little bit later this episode of what today means to me and for me. But I went back to bed, and I'm like, just give me a sign that I need to get out here today. Something, give me a sign. Let me hear a noise. Let me do something. I'm not sure if any of you do that as well. But I shut off my alarms, went back to bed, didn't fall asleep yet. And all of a sudden my cell cam started sending me notifications. Does and bucks in the spot. So last night before I left, I sprayed some Tink 69 and another brand of doe and heat estrus that I sprinkled around those scrapes. They've been getting hit regularly, but I wanted to give them a little bit of help and maybe get some new scent in the area so that the deer are wanting to come back. So I'm not sure if that's what's done it today. I know when I make my way into the blind, I'll probably spook some things that are there, but hopefully whatever spooks comes back, or maybe we got some late stragglers in the day. Stick with me. I'm sure I will get it done, and hopefully today's the day. Weird day. Totally weird day. Just got off the phone with my mom, and she shared the news with me that my grandma passed away this morning. 93 years old. We knew it would happen eventually, but still hard to take. November 13th today, and today's the 10-year anniversary of the day I donated a gift of life, donated my kidney to my son Jax. Mixed emotions today. I thought maybe today was my day. It's not. Made a couple calls. Still sitting in my blind. The rest of the family's going over to tell my grandpa, which is going to be hard for them. I was going to pack up and leave, but maybe I'll just sit it out for a few more hours and just collect my thoughts and reminisce. It's one of those ones where you'll always remember where you were when you found out. I'll remember this one. November 13th, this year, it's 2023, an important day for me. Normally it's a day of reflection for me, and twofold this year for me. November 13th, 2013, I donated a kidney to my son Jax, and the transplant happened on this day 10 years ago. Jax used to come hunting with me, and we'd share our transplant anniversary is what we refer to it, in a hunting blind. But over the years, Jax doesn't hunt much anymore, at all anymore. But I still make sure I come out on this day and I reflect. And today's reflection for me is about time. I remember when we first found out that Jax had kidney disease, and time kind of stood still. We didn't know what to do, what to expect. Then we found out that his kidneys had indeed failed, and he would be put on dialysis. And then we went on a transplant waiting list, and again, that time seemed to stand still until we could find a match and a donor. Lo and behold, that match and that donor ended up being me, which felt pretty damn good. And then it felt like forever for that time to get here, for that transplant date, and it has. And it's been 10 years now, and we do know through science and modern medicine that that kidney that I donated to him isn't going to last forever. The lifespan of that is probably around 20 years if it's good, so my mind starts going to be in the place where that kidney's over halfway done its lifespan, and I start worrying about where he's going to get his next one from. And time moves fast. It moves really fast. This morning, as you saw earlier, I received a phone call from my mom informing me that my grandma had passed away. You know what? I've been expecting that phone call for years, and I knew the time would come one day when I would get that call. I wasn't expecting it to be today. So I reflect on my time with my grandma, my mame. A lot of reflection today. I'm going to leave it at that. Someone once told me that time goes by pretty quick, and as you get older, it goes by even faster. Make the most of the time. You never know how much you have left. It's November 18th, and it's my most favorite day of the year to hunt whitetails. I'm in position, I'm set up early, and I'm ready. Let's hope today is the day. Well, an eventful day. Saw a few deer, and I even actually got a shot at that coyote. It came in sniffed my little marking stick that I have at 30 yards. I drew back and I just grazed the top of him, just over top of him. He took off. I was able to find my arrow though, so good day in the bush. We'll give it a try another day. Not sure when that will be. Soon, hopefully. She's humid and cold. White out, almost foggy, starting to snow. There's about another hour and a half left of light. Maybe the weather gets moving. It's been pretty slow. No sign, no sound. We'll stay ready. It's my last sit, I think. I got a fucking deer right in front of me. I relocated midday, and I've been sitting in my blind for the last couple hours, and there's still about an hour and a half of light left. And I really thought today was going to be my last day, but it just doesn't feel like the end. I've pushed that feeling away, like I said, a few times now. I've done lots of reflecting today, and I'm not ready to call it quits. I'm not. I want to. But I have the last day of the month, Thursday, November 30th, that I can free myself up and to be out here all day. So I'm going to push it right till the bitter end. Picked up all my trail cameras. I'm going to review the footage on those to give me maybe a better chance of where I can set up on Thursday. But at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick in my blind. I'll bring my heater. I'll set up here. Hopefully I can make it happen. But the 2023 season of DOA continues. So I guess it all comes down to tomorrow, November 30th, last day. Hoping for some last day magic. In reality, I know the chances are slim to none. But even like tonight, I was hoping, I was anticipating, I was visualizing everything that was going to happen. And it didn't. One more day. One more time. Here it is. Here's where it comes to a close. I said I would record it. So here goes. I've been pushing off this feeling for days. But it's here. That emotional, overwhelming time that comes with the close of a season for me. It's one that I accept. I'm at peace with. And it closes the same way it normally closes on my last hunt of the season without seeing much. I've done more crying this hunting season than I having any other hunting season, and I don't know why. Cold but beautiful day out here. I got a chance to sit in the blind, reflect on my season, remember the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. Sent off a few special messages to a few special people that have helped get me through this season. I had a chance to watch the critters of the forest in front of me mill about, doing their business. And it reminds me of why I get out here and do what I do. The woods brings me peace, tranquility, my escape. And I'm thankful for that. I wish I could have written a better ending to this season, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you do everything right and put in the time. It doesn't end the way you want. One day it will. Unfortunately, it's not today. As I reflect back on this season, I am proud of myself for several reasons. I came into this season more prepared than I have ever been before. I also gave it all I had, and although I wanted to give up, I didn't, and I pushed hard right to the end. I am thankful to those friends who checked in on me, supported and encouraged me through some trying times. I value their friendship more than they will ever know. I reflect back on all the sacrifices that many of my family members made with my absences over the last 3 months, and I thank them for their understanding in what fuels my passion for this time of year. I am blessed to have such a supportive spouse in Shanez who is always encouraging me and believing in me, even when I don't believe in myself. I look forward to her text messages with every outing that asks, "Are we getting jerky?" Even though today stings, I'm grateful to be able to get out and spend as much time as I do outdoors. I understand that even though I put in the time and did everything right in my mind, it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. If I'm being honest, self-doubt sets in, and I ask myself if I'm good enough to carry on and continue to do this. Hopefully, I will get over that feeling quickly and start planning and preparing for next season.